Hey Freebs Nation, Jordan Pates from FunCheaperFood.com here. I have got a whole slew of groceries that was just delivered. I'm putting them away, and you know what? I thought I would share some of my best food tips and tricks to save you half on your grocery bill. These are gonna blow your mind. You ready for it? Let's do it. It's true, you guys, you can save half on your groceries without clipping a single coupon. And it's not even that hard. Today, I'm gonna share with you my best tips, tricks, hacks for grocery shopping, how to store your food better, grocery shop smarter, and just generally save money on the food that you buy. And a big thank you to Fetch Rewards for making this video happen. We love partnering with you guys. Okay, let's get to the tips. One tip I have for cutting your grocery bill way down is to stock up slowly, especially when things are on sale. If it's something that you love and use and know that you'll use in the future, then buy one for now and at least two for later. This allows you to keep a good stockpile on hand of affordable items so you don't have to run out and pay full price every time you need to cook. And for the record, butter freezes so great. So I love to buy extras and stick them in my freezer and pull out one stick at a time as needed. I have a video that gives you a tour of my freezers, and it has tons of things that you can freeze that you might not know that you could. So be sure to check that out. I will link it below. And on that note of storing food, I learned this tip from Bubba's grandma. Write the date with Sharpie directly on the package so that you're always rotating out the oldest item first. Yes, it a lot of times will have the expiration date on the can, but that doesn't necessarily tell you when you bought it. And some items don't have the expiration date very clearly on here. So whether it's meat, canned goods, freezer items, or whatever, write the date on with a Sharpie and grab those oldest items first. Freeze your cheese. One tip that I have is a lot of people will buy like a big brick of cheese or even a pack of individually sliced cheese or string cheese, and maybe they don't end up going through it in time and it goes bad. Cheese is expensive. Don't let that happen to you. You can freeze cheese and it freezes beautifully. If it's individually wrapped, such as this string cheese, just stick it in the freezer as is. You can even freeze an entire brick of cheese, but it's probably something that you would want to shred once it thaws because it can change texture slightly and become a little more crumbly. But if it's sliced or shredded, freeze it and it'll come out exactly as it was when you stuck it in. And it's a great way to prolong that cheese and make sure it doesn't go bad before you get to it. Milk. This stuff is important and valuable, and a lot of people end up letting their milk go to waste before they use it all. And a lot of that reason is because people will store their milk in the door of the fridge. No, do not do that. That is one of the warmest spots of your fridge. You should always store your dairy on the shelf or toward the back of your fridge where it tends to be coldest. And clearly you should apparently just save the door of your fridge for your supply of snow cone flavors. I don't know, don't ask, it's fine. Don't worry about it. One tip that I have to make your bananas last longer is to actually separate them when they get home. When they're separated, they will last longer. But more than that, I don't know about you, but when my kids go to try to open a banana, they end up squeezing and ripping the whole bunch just to get one off. So mostly, if you have kids at home, separate your bananas and put them in the basket individually so that it prevents lots of bruises and smashing. Another huge money-saving tip is to use Fetch Rewards. You guys know I love Fetch. It's a money-saving app that I've talked about many times on here. I use it and love it. Whenever I go grocery shopping, whether it's physical receipt that I get from going to the store or even e-receipts that I get from ordering my groceries online or delivery, you upload or scan that receipt into the app and they automatically give you rewards. I love getting Amazon gift cards personally, but they've got gift cards to movie theaters and even Adidas and some of your favorite stores. It's really, really cool. And if you download the app using my link below and then use my code, you get 2,000 bonus points when you scan your first receipt. You guys have got to give it a try. You will love it. Here's a quick tip for you for cottage cheese and sour cream. I don't know about you, but I know a lot of people, and I am guilty myself, of opening the container, using part of it, and then it goes bad before you get the chance to use the rest. All you have to do is flip these containers and store them upside down in the fridge to get them to last way longer, because it creates an airtight seal at the bottom and it prevents molding and it keeps it fresher way longer. You're welcome. Another huge money-saving tip is to chop things yourself. You can buy packages of pre-chopped veggies or fruit, for example, but first of all, they go bad way faster. Second of all, a lot of times they will put chemicals on them to make them look better or last longer, and last thing we need is more chemicals in our bodies. So buy them whole, chop them yourself, and you will save sometimes even half on the item. One of my major grocery tips is to use grocery delivery or grocery pickup like I did here. Grocery pickup, sometimes there's a fee involved. I know for me, I just pay an annual fee and then I get unlimited delivery from Walmart. So do the math and find out what's worth it for you. But the reason I recommend it is because when you are ordering your groceries online, you are seeing the total as you go. Keeping you out of the store not only reduces impulse buys, but when you see that total, you're being very intentional about what you put in your cart, and it shows you your subtotal as you go. So if you've got a tight budget of, let's say, $100, then you're not shocked when you get up to the register and it's $200. You can see it as you go, and it really helps you maintain a tight grocery budget. One place where a ton of grocery money is wasted is in the produce aisle. You wanna be healthy, you wanna have good items for your family, but if you don't eat these bad boys quickly, they will go bad so fast. One way to keep your produce fresher longer is to line your produce drawer with paper towels. Vegetables are constantly releasing gases and moisture, and that is the demise of vegetables. So by lining it with paper towels, it helps absorb some of that and will keep your vegetables fresher longer. Another tip along those lines is, even if they're starting to go kind of soft or droopy or sad, you can still use them. Think of a recipe that intentionally wants soft vegetables and make that. Soups, casseroles, all of those are great ways to use some of your sad or kind of saggy veggies. And since we're talking about produce, another tip to keep it fresher longer is take it out of the plastic bag. When you keep it in the bag, moisture collects. And again, letting vegetables sit in their own moisture is the quickest way for them to go soggy and gross. So remove them from the bags and put them in the fridge without. Another thing to note about produce is they are not all one in the same. There are some fruits or vegetables, such as avocados, that will actually make your other produce go bad faster. Avocados produce ethylene gas, which can make other fruits and vegetables ripen faster, aka go bad faster. So keep these bad boys on your counter and keep them away from other foods. All right, you ready for a super secret money-saving hack that's so easy and so simple that when you do it, it will blow your mind how well it works? You ready for this? Only go to the store one time per week, no matter what. I'm telling you, that tip alone will change your life. One thing I ask people is, how much does a gallon of milk cost? My answer, it costs you 50 bucks because you go for 1 gallon of milk and then you walk out with an entire cart of things that you have to have, and we're already here, so might as well grab. No, every time you go into the store, it's going to cost you way more money than it should. Set aside 1 day per week to plan out your meals. For me, that's Sunday. And then I order my groceries for pickup or delivery that night, pick them up on Monday, and then I have everything I need for the rest of the week. If I run out of something, get creative. You ever heard of shelf cooking? Game changer. Get creative, use substitutes, cook something different, make it yourself. But wait, and do not go to the store until the next week when it's time to go grocery shopping again for that week. Because if you do, it'll set you way over budget unnecessarily. You probably know about the brown sugar trick, and that if you stick a piece of bread in clumpy hard brown sugar, that after a day or two it makes it soft and powdery and beautiful, right? Well, did you know that that same trick works for baked goods such as cookies? It's true. If you make cookies or have a package of cookies that have been left out and they get hard and crumbly, don't throw them out. All you need to do is stick a piece of bread, and it can even be the weird little end heel bread that nobody even likes or cares about. Throw it in a bag, get all the air out that you can, zip it tight, and again, in a day or so, you will have soft, wonderful cookies that taste just like new. Ta-da! No cookie left behind. Yes. One of my greatest tips for saving half on your grocery bill each month is to focus on how much you're spending on your groceries in general. Most people are overspending on their groceries. Yes, that probably means you. I have done many videos about meal planning and grocery shopping and grocery budgets. I will link some of those below. But in general, one of my best and quickest money saving tips is to set a grocery budget, not per month, but per week. A lot of you know this, but I recommend $100 per person in your family per month. But that's just starting at $300. So if you're a family of 5, that would be $500 a month. But that's a lot to manage. So So break it down and that would be $125 per week, which is a much smaller, more manageable number that will pace you through the month and help you to stay on budget a lot easier than a big old number will. Again, check out my videos and blog posts below that will explain this in way more depth and prove to you that it's not only possible, but it's not that hard. All right, berries and fruit. Believe it or not, this container was actually full before I started filming this video and my kids got to it. So we're just gonna pretend that it's full, okay? Berries and fruit can be so expensive. And one tip for making these last longer so that you don't waste anything is don't wash them until you're ready to use them. And even then, only wash the portion you're going to use. So instead of washing this entire bag of grapes, you would cut some smaller portions and just wash what you use as you need it. And then, if you have fruit that's starting to look a little on the smushy, sad side because your kids are really rough with them, don't throw them out. Wash them, cut off the stems, freeze them, and then put them in a smoothie where you won't even notice if the fruit's kind of soft anyway. I got you. Oh, missed. One major money-saving tip is to organize your fridge properly. For most people, the food that they cook ends up going to waste because they don't eat the leftovers or it goes bad before they even get a chance. I recommend setting aside a shelf of your fridge that is strictly for leftovers. For us, that is this shelf right here, and we try to keep it packed only with leftovers rather than having them scattered all over the fridge, because then there are some leftovers that get shoved to the back and forgotten, and then they're bad by the time you find them. So find a little spot, set it aside, and then you know that when it's leftovers night or time for lunch, that you just pull everything off of that shelf and go at it till it's gone. He gone. Let's talk about lettuce. Boy, it goes bad fast, doesn't it? Doesn't have to. Whether you have a hard container like this or whether it's a bag of lettuce or pre-mixed salad, again, this moisture is going to be your worst enemy. So one tip for getting it to last as long as possible is, again, handy dandy paper towel. Throw a paper towel in the container, and if it's a hard container like this, store it upside down. It absorbs the moisture and keeps the lettuce drier so it'll last longer. Same if it's a bag of salad, put a paper towel in the top and flip the bag over and you will see such a difference. Additionally, if you do notice that there's maybe a soggy piece or two, pick it out because one bad apple will spoil the whole bunch. If you remove the wet, soggy piece, it will help all of the other drier, crisper pieces last longer. And since we're on the subject, one more quick tip about lettuce is if you have lettuce that needs to be chopped, don't chop it with a knife. If you chop it with a knife, it will turn brown faster. Whereas if you tear the lettuce with your hands, it will stay fresher longer. What? Who comes up with this stuff? I don't even know, but it's true. I've tried it, it's true. So there you go. Those are some of my best tips and tricks for saving up to half on your grocery bill in some simple, easy steps. And thanks again to Fetch for sponsoring this video. We love you, Fetch. We love you. All of you guys go download right now and don't forget to use my link and my code. Let me know in the comments below what tips you use to save money on your grocery bill. I love learning from you guys. Okay, I gotta go put this food away, so I'm gonna let you go. Can you say bye?
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Okay, see you guys. Have a good week. Bye.